What's up everyone, this is NyhlekDreams back with another video, and since 4th of July is in, I figured this was as good a time as any to check out the firecracker pistol and show it off. So we're going to be taking a look at that today and having some fun with fireworks. If you don't already have this, you'll be able to get it from the collection book for some flux and manuals, or just get it out of a regular llama. But we're going to hop right into this review and go over the perk rolls and the stats, and we decided to go with a crit build because most pistols tend to fare better with crit due to more optimal pistol hero loadouts. So we have the crit rating and the crit damage to support that. Then we went with the damage to afflicted targets to match our 6 perk. And in our utility slot, we have the reload speed instead of mag size because you're locked to only having one magazine size. And this is also going to help you pump out more shots with this really low reload time, so you'll be able to keep your DPS more and get more of that AoE function out of this pistol. And for the last one, we have our element. We have energy here because instead of making 3 different elements for this, we wanted to be able to use it everywhere. It would be a better choice to try and make one of these of each element, but if you want to save on mats, just go for the energy and be able to use it in all cases. So with that, we're going to go ahead and hop right over to the hero loadout. And for our commander, we decided to go with Beetlejuice to get that really large crit damage boost. And for our team perk, we've got bio energy source just to kind of replenish some shields. But this is just my preference for a little bit of extra survivability in certain Outlander builds to not lose out too much in support team damage bonuses by going for blast from the past. But with that, we can get into the support team. We've got Blaze of Glory. Phase shift is going to increase your pistol damage by 35% for 4 seconds. 6 shooter increases your pistol damage by 20% and your impact by 25% for the first 6 shots in the magazine. Saurian Might, just to add a little bit of extra damage, it's going to give 3% of your current health to your damage. Locked and Reloaded, after reloading, it's going to increase your weapon damage by 15% for 5 seconds. And with the Freedom's Herald, you'll be reloading every shot. And the last one, we have Hip Shot to increase your pistol damage by 17%. This is just my build to try and get some pistol damage. There are a little bit of other variants out there that you could tweak the support here, but you can just fiddle around with that and switch some of these heroes out to see what suits you better. And with that, we're going to hop into some gameplay and see how this pistol performs. So I've enjoyed playing with the Freedom's Herald for some time now, and it's got its own specific use. Some people are familiar with it, others won't really know much about this weapon, but it's more of an AoE group damage, crowd clear kind of weapon, and you don't want to use it much on single target. It is capable of getting some larger crit damage bursts, but it's not the real function that you want to go for with this weapon. And instead you want to kind of focus your efforts to clearing out larger groups of husks. Even though it does have a smaller blast range and you're going to be shooting it quite often, the upside to this is that the reload time allows you to keep pumping out those firework shots and getting a lot of group clear because you're going to be able to shoot out so many shots in a very short time. Over time, people were looking at different AoE group clearing options for pistols, and that includes the Bolt, the Zap, the Tiny Instrument of Death, the Freedom's Herald that we have here. And then even when the Recombobulator came out and Bullet Chain got added to the Founder's Revolt, a lot of people became a huge fan of that and found that to be the best AoE group clearing pistol in the game. And I remember back in the day when we had legacy weapons, I used to throw one of these on a defender and allow it to group clear for the party as long as there weren't any propanes in tunnels, because that's one thing that you have to watch out for with this, is it can activate the propanes. But if you're in the position of not really having to worry about that, you can keep up the repetition of putting out these shots and continuing to do AoE group clear, and it also has a good impact so you can stagger most of the larger husks that are coming in. And with the crit build and the large crit damage coming out from Beetlejuice, it's actually really reliable in taking out some of these smaller mist monsters because of the large chunk that you can get from the crit damage. But it's most reliable in focusing down the smaller husks and even the huskies, because if you don't kill a husky, you're still very likely to knock it down. And I know that one thing a lot of us miss is back before the hero rework, when we had Eagle Eye as a passive perk or a tactical slot, we would be able to slot in more critical rating and bump this up to the threshold where we're getting more reliable crits as well. And hopefully in the future they end up coming out with some crit rating heroes that have a good balance so it doesn't make them too strong, but also allows to bring back some uses for shotguns and pistols where we used to have that extra bit of crit rating to boost us with not having to add another crit rating onto the weapon itself. But regardless of all the changes that this has gone through, this has remained my preference for AoE group clear in a pistol, just because it's so quick and reliable to get that large large damage burst out and explode everything in the area. And it was always really nice throwing it on a defender when going for less traps and trying to save on mats in a mission objective, so that you could just allow the defender to get that AoE for you. And probably the last thing that I really enjoy about this weapon is its unique design and the way it looks like it's just been rigged together to be able to throw out these fireworks shots, and the firework is always really interesting as well. And another really cool thing about it is being able to somewhat do trick shots by bouncing it off walls. I've had some times where I just make it a game and try and shoot it off of a wall, get it behind a riot husky. It's just another one of those weapons that are unique in its own function and can really be fun to play around with. But that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments what you all think about the Freedom's Herald. This has always been a preference of mine in pistols, and being able to go around and have fun with and also get reliable AoE damage out of. So I'm interested to see any ideas or if any of you have also been running this pistol. And again, thank you all for the positive encouragement that you leave in the comments. I love getting to go through and read everything that you guys say, and just being able to have that give an impact on my life. So again, I thank you so much, but I can't show you enough appreciation, and thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.